December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
As part of the numerous offences launched, aircraft from 6 Japanese fleet carriers attacked Pearl Harbor and cripple the US Pacific Fleet. This surprise attack finally draws America into World War II.
A state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
Battle of the Coral Sea, May 1942. In order to expand the southern perimeter of the empire, Japan undertakes Operation Mo, the invasion of Port Moresby in New Guinea, as well as Tulaga in the Solomon Islands. The ensuing naval battle, the first carried out by carrier aircraft only, ultimately turns back the Port Moresby invasion. A light carrier, a destroyer, and several smaller vessels are lost by the Japanese. Allied forces suffer significant losses with the sinking of the fleet carrier Lexington, a destroyer and an oiler. Yorktown, the other US fleet carrier participating, is damaged and hastily returns to Hawaii for urgent repairs. The Battle of Midway, June 1942. 1 month later, Japan turns its attention to the US base at Midway in a plan to lure the Americans into a decisive naval battle. The massive strike force contains 4 fleet carriers, along with numerous battleships and cruisers, enough to overpower any opposition. Yet, Allied codebreakers have discerned the plan, sending 3 carrier fleets to lie in wait for the approaching enemy. In a stunning victory for the Allies, all 4 Japanese fleet carriers, Agagi, Kaga, Tsuru, and Huru, are sunk along with the heavy cruiser Mikuma for the loss of the fleet carrier Yorktown and the destroyer Haman. August the 7th, 1942. The Battle of Midway has significantly weakened Japan's carrier strength in the Pacific and allowed the Allies to go on the offensive. One initial goal is to secure the southern Solomon Islands in a plan codenamed Operation Watchtower. Priority for the operation intensifies as the Japanese troops begin construction of an airfield on the island of Guadalcanal. Such an airfield would allow long-range bombers to attack the supply lines between Australia and America, as well as provide air cover for the Japanese naval forces pushing further south. Japanese supply ships carrying construction materials for the airfield continue to arrive, while the Allies make preparations to seize Guadalcanal. G'day folks, Parkera here and welcome to a new series here on the channel, War of the Sea. It's primarily based on the Guadalcanal Solomon Islands campaign during World War II. So we are taking the sides of the United States, as hopefully was obvious in the intro just seen. So we're just going to cover for the rest of this video the campaign and some of the rule set here. So the New Hebrides is our forward base, our main base. And our main orders are to take Guadalcanal, build a major airfield there, and clear the neighbouring islands of any hostile forces. So we'll just go down the list. Number 1 is build a rank 5 airfield on Guadalcanal, take control of Guadalcanal and the Florida Islands, and maintain control of Port Moresby and Milne Bay. And also we're going to have to take control of and maintain Rennell Islands, Santa Cruz Islands, and also Malatia. So there are objectives, if you like, for this series. Hopefully we can get it done. It can take a while, and hopefully you'll be able to come along and enjoy what we do here. So I'm just going to go over some of the rules now. So I won't go into too much detail here. You can have a look at this anyway by pausing. If you do want clarification or anything, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to touch on these as we go through. The main things here though, we are obviously the United States and Australia versus Japan. Our home friendly port, the New Hebrides, main port here, is a level 5 airfield and a level 5 port. We start with 200 command points and we get 64 per week there. So command points is the currency in the game. It's going to be what we use to buy fleets. ships, submarines, and aircraft, things like that. Enemy ships released. So basically what this means is any ships that we release for repair, we get 100% command points back for those. We get between 1 and 6 command points for any enemy ships and submarines that are sunk. Again, it will depend on the type of ship that we sink. For example, a 1 is what you can get for a destroyer. Again here, release and repair time, all ships. So we get 2 days per all ships for the base day, and then for every destroyed area of the ship, we get an extra day added to that. Air operations, we cannot perform air operations between 1800 and 0500. Home port, so again, New Hebrides, each week we get 2,000 troops, 4,000 supplies, 250 engineering, and 250 fuel. We are going, this comes in important. I believe there is a cap of 10,000 here for the troops. This is important. This is what we're going to have to use to upgrade. For example, level 5 Guadalcanal. We're going to use a lot of these each week to try and get to a level 5. And level 5 here, you can see the rankings and the levels. It will tell you what we have to use and how much we need to upgrade. Again, for upgrades, we can't just go straight to a level 5. We have to go through stages. So, I'm not sure. For example, Guadalcanal, I think, is a 1 at the moment. So to get to a 2, we have to supply 1,000 supplies, 100 engineering and fuel to upgrade, and then all those things will go up in stages. And each level will give us additional detection ranges and abilities in ports, as well as airfield bonuses down here as well. So hopefully that's fairly clear, and I'll just hopefully it's fairly clear, and try to get this part perfect, but I don't know. I'm sure most of you have an idea if you're into wargaming and things. Now, go gently on me. I'm open to constructive criticism or suggestions and ideas. This is the first thing I'm trying to do on this channel. It's a game I've really enjoyed for a while. I'll never profess to be an expert, so I'll make mistakes and I'll play it my style, but I hope I'm going to try and do it a little bit different eventually, and just going to try and keep it simple for the first couple of episodes, and then try and go into after action style reporting structure. Just going to see how I can navigate into that anyway. So we'll just go through and have a look at what we do have here. So again, first of all, New Hebrides down here, we can click on that and it'll give you the information. Currently we've got 10,000 troops, 20,000 supplies, 200 engineering and fuel. And if I want to launch aircraft from any of our bases that have an airfield, you can just click on New Air. Okay, now at the moment, because New Hebrides is a level 5 port, this is the only place that we can create fleets or task forces from by clicking New Sea. We'll go down here to Milne Bay now. So again, this is only a level 1 port and a level 1 airfield, so we've only got 500 troops there and 1,000 supplies. We go to Port Moresby here, 1,000 troops, 2,000 supplies. It's got a level 4 port, so it's not too bad there, but we would have to upgrade it a fair bit. And level 3 airfield. So this is quite well established at the moment, but again, it's going to be, if you think of the distances involved to try and get from New Hebrides with supplies to Port Moresby, it's a mammoth task, and it's a lot of open sea. It's a potential that we could utilize though, especially towards up here in Bismarck Sea, Rabaul and everything else like that. We've got a base down here by Brisbane, Cooktown, or in Queensland anyway. Again, that's a level 3 port and a level 5 air base, so that's 500 troops and 1,000 supplies. So let's just have a look here at just quickly what a level 5 air base will give us. So it gives us 8 Wildcats, 8 Avengers and 8 B-17 bombers. So we've got that capability from New Hebrides and Australia, so that's pretty good. I know for a fact we can get the B-17s way up to here. I think in Australia we can cover a fair whack as well. Now let's have a look at our main targets here. We are looking at Guadalcanal. Now currently we can't click on and see exactly what the levels are. I am using vanilla game, no mods, okay, so just be aware of that. But you can see by the red bar here that it is currently under Japanese occupation, but we don't know what level. And if you looked at the intro, we knew based on intelligence that the Japanese were beginning or trying to make progress on a airfield. We've also got to go to the Florida Islands. So we just need to keep control of that. Again, it's Japanese, and you can see that's pretty obvious. We are in the there are all the red stars, and obviously we are the blue stars. We also need to take care of, we need to take Santa Cruz Islands under our control, the Reno Islands and Malatia there. So we've got to take these three under our control, as well as take over Guadalcanal and the Florida Islands. So there's a fair bit there. It's not a simple bish bash bosh, and there's a different techniques and different ways to do it. I've experimented with some different ways, and I'm not too sure right now. I'm not going to tell you how we're going to do it. But there it is, folks. What I would do for episode 1, however, is probably just go through and show you how things are set up. In other words, how do we create a fleet? And I'll show you through that episode me creating my fleets based on the 200 command points I have available, and also how we set up aircrafts and how we plot courses. So you'll be able to see how the nuts and bolts work to an extent in the next episode, which will be episode 1. So if you're not too familiar with the game, hopefully that will help you there. So I'm going to bring up the weather quickly. There is a weather map here, all in grids, and it has numbers. The numbers represent a sea state from a 0 or 1 to 7. So we've got sea state, and also the clouds here represent the overall weather. If we click on the map key here, you'll see for the weather, basically the weather, so scattered clouds, broken, overcast, rain or snow, and snowstorms or storms. Okay, so hopefully that just gives you an idea. Alright folks, so I am Pakira as always. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and again, comment down below, let me know if you've played this game, let me know what your thoughts are so far of this. But anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you next episode to start in the first campaign. Kia kaha.